Well, the final decoy of the 2017-2018 season has been put away. We just wrapped up putting the last of the snow goose decoys in the trailers at Sean's place at Willow Creek Waterfowl. Headed home. You know, got an hour to think about the past season and what the heck all happened. And it was a whirlwind. You're always faced with that question. Well, how was your season? You get asked it 500 times during the season and 1,000 times after the season. And you can ask my wife. I think that the answer would change on a weekly basis, hell, sometimes even probably a daily basis. But now that it's all over, and you can look back on it, what a whirlwind. No matter how much you read, how much you hear about the drought, what's going on in certain places, it's still hearsay until you get there and you experience it yourself. And kicking off the season way back in September, just because you're going to the prairie pothole region doesn't mean there's hundreds of thousands of birds and they're all just going to fall in your laptop. You quickly realize when you get there the exact effects of the drought and its effect on the water sources and the bird behavior and habits and numbers. And until you lay eyes on it yourself and experience it yourself, you don't realize the full effect that it has.
Feel it. Think so? Oh, right here, off the right. You're right here. Shoot him. Man, kill him.
You come up out of that September time frame, you get towards the end of October, and finally you look at the long-range forecast. There's a cold front, a good cold front, and you pull the trigger on trying to capitalize on that weather change, and a lot of the things that you thought were going to happen did happen.
They're scattered in they're scattered in multiple groups, but the one thing I like though is there was a lot of hunks in this group. So I'm gonna keep bringing that up just to frustrate you.
It's nice, real
Sky
nice.
Pandas rock,
real
man.
Nice.
Cold, the snow, what we all hope and wish for comes to fruition. You get this big movement of birds, and it wasn't just places to the north that had that good time frame there at the end of October, 1st of November. If your season was open, that was a heck of a chunk of days to be hunting. And if your season opened during that chunk or shortly after, those were good times to be a hunter. I think everybody was shooting birds right in that Halloween to the first, 3rd of November. That first front kind of leaves, you get back into that warm up, and you go back to feeling the effects of the drought. There were places that had food and no water, and the few places that had food and water, that's where all the birds were. If you had the ability to control your water and cool water and pump water, you were sitting on a gold mine this year because of how many places that were dry.
They seem to have reacted well to that 3 inches of water we put in there yesterday.
Yeah.
Those are ducks that enjoy water.
I see a duck. See the duck? I saw a duck.
I think there was some drought down to us a little quicker, and then you mix that with a year where we did have all the food we wanted. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't, and this was one of those years where this property got lucky, and that makes a huge difference. And so yeah, the stars sort of aligned for us, which was really nice.
You get to that Christmas time frame and it finally looks like it's gonna be cold weather that sticks around, and maybe everybody across the country can get rid of all these stale birds that have been in place since Halloween. And it got so cold so fast right there after Christmas, we were having a hard time keeping up with them. I mean, finding birds, finding feeds, roosts were freezing overnight. No matter how many birds were on them, trying to keep them open, they were losing the battle. And it wasn't necessarily record cold, but the longevity of it. I mean, it stuck around for the better part of 2 weeks. The big thing that was lacking across a lot of the country was the lack of snow cover in places. And yes, cold will drive birds south, but it takes a combination of cold and snow to send a lot of birds south. And despite how cold it gets, they are resourceful little critters and they will find open water. It blew my mind with the stretch of sub-freezing temperatures that we had at home in Illinois, how many birds were still around despite there being 8-10 inches of ice everywhere. And coming off that cold is the thaw, which can go one of two ways. They can be lazy and sit there and soak up the sun and enjoy that warmth, or they can go absolutely nuts and fly everywhere and feed like crazy if they've been pinned down, haven't done anything for a few days. And that's what happened there at the end of the year.
Bring it back to low five,
it's late season. Typically birds are tough to pattern, they're tough to hunt, you gotta pull out all the tricks, they're educated, you know, I mean, that whole 9 yards. And this year was totally different. Our best hunting took place at the very end of the year.
Go, come on.
And that late season success continued into snow goose season. We had a day in there that we felt was kind of top end, or a stationary spread, just waiting on birds to come to us, not chasing feeds. And then we had a day that was better than that. And then we had another day that was even better than that. Snow goose season is typically the highlight of my year. And the number of birds that we filmed over there at Willow Creek with Sean and Shane was just icing on the cake.
Why are you so tired?
Watching the snow goose.
You gonna fall asleep on the way home?
Yeah.
Say, got him.
Got him.
And so, how was your season? It was good. Met a lot of new people, made some new friends, saw some new country, hunted some different locations, and when all was said and done, without a doubt, I would say it was the best year ever.
I know. What you got?
There's a couple in there. Like I said, if we're hunting 99 guys, we could probably get a limit, but I don't know about 100 guys. There's a lot.